Let's get to it.
Die! Die! Die!
Let's make it quick.
Ah, god damn it. Alright.
Let's see how they respond
Yes, this
to
is getting
this.
quite annoying.
Already done. I don't have time for this. Nothing I can't do. All too easy.
As the Emperor commands, I act. I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury. I'll do it.
I am fear incarnate.
Faith without deeds is worthless. This is unacceptable.
Okay.
Guided by faith. I will not.
Alright.
Doubt is for the weak. For you, my Emperor. As the Emperor commands. You, my Emperor! I'll do it. Eradicated. Faith without deed. This is why I was chosen! For you, my Emperor! Doubt is for the weak. As the Emperor commands, I act. I'll do it. You, my Emperor! None can escape the Emperor's judgments. But you, my Emperor!
Not my specialty. Absolutely not. Forge ahead!
Oh well. Alright.
Hold on! Out of my way! Here we go! Let's get to it!
Faith without deeds is worthless.
Oh, is it properly your
I'll do
turn
it.
now?
As the Emperor commands, I act. God Emperor, move through me. Be the fire in my heart. Doubt is for the weak. Each strike is a prayer. I'll do it. Eradicate. None can escape the Emperor's judgment. Faith without deeds is worthless. In thy light I stand, and thy light I crave, as the Emperor commands. I'll do it. Eradicated. Rejoice in battle! That is not the Emperor's will. Doubt is for the weak.
I'm a member.
I'll do it. Each strike is a prayer.
Let's get their gubbins.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Ooh, boots. Holy cow. Yes, look at all of this.
None shall stand in my way.
An expected result.
Death hymn. Those are trophies. Alright, we're back, yes. Just leveling up. Alrighty.
What advice do you seek? This wound will make a fine scar.
My frail organics.
Hehe.
Required it.
Alrighty. So, went through all of this, had a great big fight. Turns out that that tank is not so good at dropping these weights when you are
new challenge
overpowered,
for me?
and Argenta has a bolter that deals fuck you amounts of damage.
Acquisition is possible.
I better myself through my service.
That is a Von Valancius cargo crate. What is this? Old key. Goods. Hello. Corpse of Imperial Guard Sergeant Vader Nucker went down fighting. Lost Fox. Private Wilder lost my unit. Dead dished. Okay, everything is basically just fucked. That's a lot of skulls. That is a lot of skulls.
Victory awaits!
Hello. Proctor Jaeger, Outpost TM-255. Greetings, Rogue Trader. Greetings, Jaeger. Lack of provisions and order here have driven recruits to anarchy. You were supposed to keep the guardsmen in good shape. I want an explanation. They spawned extra mouths and rebelled against their commanders. There were too few of us to prevent this, but we will not issue an extra ration merely for an unplanned human surplus. I want to even ask if you have tried to petition the Administratum for additional provisions. I know it is not in your instructions, and you can see you do not care about this human surplus, as you put it. Why was your landing pad blocked? I apologize On behalf of the RPGs, we have enforced stockpile shipments of weapons and explosives within the walls of the outpost to keep the living tithe from getting them. I was attacked by guardsmen, Throne's blood, more losses among the living tithe. I almost got killed and you're worried about the damage to your tithe. Damage to the tithe is real, while your death remains in the realm of speculation. I ask that you not forget who you are addressing, Mistress Jaeger. Do not confuse my responsibilities with yours. My duty is to guard the tithe, not ingratiate myself with people of higher standing. It's pointless. You spent too much time in this explained place. Are you able to speculate how likely the following development is to occur? The rogue trader sends the insolent laywoman, a lawwoman, to the most throne-forsaken planet there is, which he will guard. The world has some problems. Someone fixed them. Let's not waste to move on to the purpose of your inspection. The authenticity of the Administratum and the RPG's authorizations. Been verified in vessels identification. I'm aware that it is not a social visit. Speak plainly. Why has the head of dynasty come here? Has ordered the tithe to be transported to Argonis. Start loading the barges. That's how it is. After so many years. Understood. We'll begin loading immediately. That's a lot of stuff. 7 days. Your shuttle pilot reports due to loading to now prosecute the shuttle on lethal surface or collision with the cargo handling mechanism. Shuttle will remain in orbit until it can land safely and take you on board. Our apologies. Meeting Star Trader, if any consolation, we are nearly done. One thing we will require is the tithe inventory. Quick start has it. When to defends me on that. Minus by Theodora. Requested RBT's bowels of Lethus packed with cyclonic bombs. Manufactured to special order on Kiva. Imminent loss of the world. Trigger the Oblivion Directive and completely annihilate the planet. Tide's paramount. Cannot fall in the wrong hands. How long have you been here? Many years. When I first set foot on my hair was like a raven's wing. And there was a stupid certainty in my head that I would only be here for a dozen cycles at most. Thankfully, Lethus has beaten that rotten habit of hoping and making plans out of me, taught me patience and humility. It's meaningless, say nothing stockpiling it. Maw is closed and there's no telling when it might reopen. Tithe collection is sacred pillar is sorry. The dominion of the Imperium is strong. Without it, worlds would think that they were free of obligations. Would they feel compelled to pay the tithe after the maw opened? Of course not. Fair enough. How much of on-hand experience with the entire sectors of dying planets being cut off? There must be other ways to display power. I must take my leave.
I won't tolerate weakness.
Alright, let's go back down. Open!
Stop! There! Duty prevails.
Paper to cram handwriting when you turn a single endless string of numbers. Ooh. That's a lot of stuff. Open the lab.
I am registering a violation of the standards.
It's about time.
Damn it. Oh, Galeto is recognizing that there's loot somewhere. Fun.
These people were supposed to bring death to enemies of humanity. But instead they became trapped in this place. How many of them died here without ever having experienced the bliss of doing battle in the Emperor's name?
I'm still new to the art of exploring.
Experience. Nothing matters more.
Thank you. Galeto, that is actually very helpful.
Never doubt me.
Ooh, what is that? Coffin Maker's Sledge. Oh, Jesus. Ah, this guy. Oh. Okay. The excrement of a very large creature, guardsmen, dog tags, and pieces of armor. Hi, bud. No, it didn't account for corrosion, but where? Tells Scribbler what I'm here for. His Lordship, Rogue Trader von Valancius, bearer sacred warrant, has come to collect the inventory of the tithe shipment. Tetris Quart, rank 3 scribe, Departamento Catalogus, quantity 1. The inventory, there is no rogue trader on the inventory. I can't give you anything before I fill in the form, so let's start with the retinue. Unlike Tetris, there's no time for any further inventory taking. Just give us the report and we'll take you to the shuttles without any trouble. I believe you, but the report, just one more tiny bit of stock taking, alright? Fine, but make it quick. Member of the Adept Cybertees, quantity 1, non-standard issue Cybermaster, quantity 1, physical integrity below average, configuration secondary, job prognatus, powerful, all above applies to both units, no offense, but I would not trust you to an inventory of Galato's shit. Think that someone gave you the Expanse's entire tithe to fairly desecrate. Guard, private, aged, quantity 1, deterioration high, unfit for duty. I'm not even sure which offends me more. You're invalidating me or mistaking me, an officer of the Navy, for an expendable guardsman. Servitor of non-standard configuration, quantity 1, frame feeble, functionality dubious, signs of subpar lobotomy evident. This unit's degraded cognitive capacity is confirmed. This unit's functional value is unconfirmed. Press determination of vital functions in the name of mercy. Sister of the After Sororitas, quantity 1, beauty indescribable, grace perfect, majesty extraordinary. You were inventing some lady of the court in this place of the warrior you're looking at. What is this so-called inventory? A mutant with albinism, quantity 1, the gill slits suggest ocean world origin. Note, skin desiccated, placement in liquid full tank rank, avoid spontaneous disposal. Certain colors are mad. Wait, did I just get called a fish? Did I just get called a fish? Let's see what you have to say. Bloodstain count on a tire 20. Could you turn around? 26. Equipment condition excellent. Limb count satisfactory. Appearance unremarkable. Self-importance elevated. Elevated self-importance? Me? What? Yes, your assessment is standardized. Don't argue with it. Excellent, very good. Enough fun. Please take off your codes. You know what? I'll go all the way. You're the marshal. Or want this in the report. Why can't you be like the other rogue traders in how you express your eccentric side? You could reserve a deck for Grox races, or you could use your crew members as human pieces in a game of regicide. In a pinch, you could even have your face carved into an asteroid. Not one eye of mine will behold that image. Not one. I was cool, greedily read every birthmark and scar. If the wearer's name is Von Valancius, gives plus 19 to all skills. Profit factor divided by 10. Now regarding the tithe. I understand I need a couple of years, no decades. Ah yes, of course. Let me open the path to the cogitator. That's where the inventory is. God. Okay. That was funny. That was silly. Pits of sand try to dig their way out or in. Elastic gloves.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Hello, guardsman. Santa's their ally.
Surrender
Watch out.
and accept.
Get off the ground. Ambuls can sense on loose ground quickly. Find solid ground.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain. Isn't this a job for the serfs?
What is up with you? Suppression factor, staggered, any cost. Oh, we are literally not on the ground. Lovely.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around. Me?
Alright, I'm
If you insist, Lord Captain.
probably going to call it after this because I am getting more than a little hungry.
Isn't this a job for the serfs? If I may.
Executed.
Haha.
My tactics are flawless. Suits my purposes. Not a problem for me. Nothing I can't do.
High momentum.
All too easy. Nothing I can't do.
Power resides in the will of the righteous. Faith without deeds is worthless. As the Emperor commands, I act. Doubt is for the weak.
My time is now.
I'll do it. Faith without deeds is worthless. I'll do it. As the Emperor commands, I act. The enemies of the Emperor will be undone. I'll do it. This is why I was chosen. Faith without deeds is destroyed. As the Emperor commands, I act. Doubt is for the weak.
Die?
As the Emperor commands, this is why I was chosen. I'll do it. Eradicated.
Oi! Thank you.
Faith without deeds. This is why I was chosen. None can escape the Emperor's judgment.
Haha. You died. Good job, Galeto. There needs to be more of this put throughout the, game. It's actually pretty good. Examine. Muffle growl can beat the sound. Sound fades.
I better myself through my service.
Open. Alrighty. Dig out. What is this? Intimidating growl. That's a heretical shield. What is this? Sensory motor modulator. Huh. That's very nice.
None shall stand in my way.
Where are you, Galeto? Did you see something, boy? Oh, there you are. You are back. There's no cogitator with the inventory, is there? You know, the ammo is good. I'm crossing them off the inventory. Anders, as you stand. I thought it would stop you. I have a job to finish. Can't imagine how hard it is with the workload, the responsibility. Please understand, I'm here on my own. Well, almost. There's another scribe here who works the night and litters the reports with errors. Do you realize that there are consequences for attempting to kill a rogue trader? Yes, death, but with you gone, the tithe would have stayed here, and it would have given me time meeting the target, filling in the last form. Those are the things that matter. He's lost his mind and unlikely to recover it. I see no point in judging a madman. Are there so few clerks assigned to the planet? Used to be more of us. 5 died of exhaustion. 3 were killed in collapse of tithe assets. 2 were eaten by ambles. Another 10, no, 11. I don't know. Administrative employments are too rare. The world is too highly classified. How did the ambles get here in the first place? Repulsive, aggressive pests. They adapt to the environment, and the world is infested with them. They got into the tithe. They gobbled up everything they saw. I had to update the inventory. Where is the inventory? It is incomplete. Inventory is in my implant, and it is nothing notifying me of unaccounted for. All the time, my head is the inventory. As much as I hate to distract you, you are coming with me.
Victory awaits.
What are you talking about, Galeto? I already got that. And we already got this. You're a good boy. Perhaps the goodest boy in the entirety of the Imperium. But I already got it, buddy.
I won't tolerate weakness.
Yes, it is almost food time. It is food time. Final stages of loading process. Consequent shuttle is finally able to maneuver and land. As soon as the matter of inventory is settled, you are free to. Here's your clerk. What's next? Not much left to load. Bulk of already on the barges. The rest being delivered automatically. You decide what to do with the living tithe. They have bread irresponsibly and now twice as numerous as before. What do you mean by they have bread? And then leave for years, if not decades. The new ones keep arriving all the time. They disregard regulations, form plans, start families, and procreate. Such are the pernicious consequences of their aimlessness and proof their lack of fortitude. Take everyone. If there's not enough room, throw out something rotten. And it is settled. Take care of. Watch for oblique query. Station. If they're not offspring, if you delay, you will blow up along with extraneous subjects. Blast it. Who are you? Answers. Yes, we have always a thirst for knowledge. A hurry, well, cease to exist. Plan is done for. people just as clueless as you are. You seize the tithe by somehow obtaining then it comes contact you. Did I miss anything? Put down your weapons. Can we perhaps try to avoid bloodshed? We'll find out who causes commotion, and then we'll travel the owners and go before the marshal together. Your words could almost be construed as an aiding the investigation. My plan's about to fall apart in case I am in as much danger as you are. If we continue to stand here, we're all dead. Or submit your role in the current events. Go board the flagship.
A new challenge for me.
The machine god
Ooh,
grabs the
warrior
insight.
armor and a scoped shotgun. That's Kate Books. Hello. Alrighty. I think we have done everything. Let's go up. In the direction of up. Away.
My success is an irrefutable certainty.
Alrighty. Alrighty, what do you have to say for yourself? Watcher identified Roger Freighter von Valancius, initiating final stage of Oblivion Directive. You have arrived at last, Offspring. Everything ends. Go on, take the last step. Confirm the execution of the directive, and in doing so, destroy Lethus, take its riches, and free me from the unbearable vigil. Explain to me what is going on now. Do you really not know? Did she choose not to tell you, or did she not get the chance? Doesn't matter anymore. Yours is the blooded dynasty, so I'm called to give you the answer. Man now says mechanical voice. Supreme Ordinance, the arrival of the head of the Von Valancius dynasty with the purpose of the complete extraction of the tide triggers the immediate activation of the Oblivion Directive by the Watcher of Lethus. At the moment of the directive's activation, machine spirits of the initiation system are bound in Prometheus Proximus class Cogni shackles, cannot be removed by any means. The directive guarantees the Rotrator's acquisition of the planet's assets and the destruction of Lethus, presented as being caused by the actions of the enemies of humanity. So Theodora intended to steal the tithe from the start. She arranged for her world's destruction to cover her tracks, instilled a servant to keep an eye on things, and made a contingency plan in case of her own death. All she needed was an opportune moment. Like this one, with the expanse being torn apart, the planet's death looks convincing. Outrageous accusation. You would never have sullied yourself with such heresy. Stealing a tithe? Never. Abort the destruction. I must refuse. The Supreme Ordinance states that if the head of the dynasty has declared the tide's effectuation, I am to destroy the planet. You are the one who announced to the arbiters you were taking the tithe with you. The directive is initiated in Conscience place. It cannot be stopped. What if I simply kill you? And you change nothing. Directive cannot be stopped. Conscience was applied to the initiation system are unbreakable. Accept your fate, Offspring. I accept mine long ago. Were you the one who intruded on my conversation with Vigis prior to our landing? Yes. I need to exchange codes with the flagship in order to vessel and its owner. I'd sift through the onboard communication samples. You knew the Lord Captain's data and his right to be one. For him to claim the tithe for my own, I have long since been robbed of the luxury of feeling freely expressing my thoughts. I'm merely quoting Theodora's plan. This qualifies as culprit's confession, except the culprit herself is dead, and judging this creature would be pointless. Still, I must decide what to do next, rogue trader. If the marshal learns the whole truth, it will make things difficult for everyone. It is better that you address Theodora's crime by sending part of the tithe to the support of afflicted worlds and delivering the rest to the administratum. You are essentially proposing to steal the imperial tithe. Before the conversation we had, I would have considered it a crime myself, but the expanse is burning, and after witnessing every shade of absurdity on Lethus, my opinion has changed. Helping the distressed planets is an investment in the future, a future we cannot live to see if we do not look for people. Besides, how can we collect new tithes without those labor for the good Imperium? I still have questions for the Watcher. Are you a servitor or something different? Something different entirely, offering a prisoner of my own mind and these machines. Do not let my manner of speech deceive you. I am only following orders vested in me. The part of my brain that controls my ability to first and hold scraps of my personality was severed from my volition centers and locked in a cage of functions and limitations. So you can think for yourself. Calling it thinking would be an overstatement. I'm in a corridor with all the doors locked except for one or two. That would be my consciousness. Yes, the dark, suffocating corridor with fading pictures of memory and nail scratches on the walls. Who crave death is not typical for spells who have no will of their own. What does it matter what I crave if I am doomed to follow orders? Yes, you need to complete the Oblivion Directive and trigger the station's shutdown so I can be free at last. Yet, in all these years, I have done nothing but bring my death closer. I can wait an eternity longer, suffering, but infallibly obedient. Why were you consigned to such a terrible fate? I was a threat to Theodora's rule, and she had my brain dissected. A sophisticated sentence: to be humiliated, to live in suffering, and yet continue to serve the dynasty, perfectly harmless. Absorb this lesson. This is a rogue trader mets out punishment. I would not mind having a certain length myself, so you would brag about it to Winterscale at banquets. You are out of luck. It's attached to me. It's by power. Massive computing modules lie below. The price, small talk. A waste of sacred current and motive force is unacceptable. I demand immediate sustainable vital process. Other questions? Why do you call me offspring? What else should I call you? Heir to the dynasty's throne, young descendant. You may have grown used to people prostituting, but to me you are just a child. Who are you? That's one question I cannot answer. Do not wish for anyone to learn the name he who come. Do you serve Theodora or the dynasty? Because at the moment I am the dynasty. I am Darius. Oh, her older brother. Ah, I recall that name. I recall that name at some point. By the Holy Throne. So that's where I remember that voice from. I once saw you accompanying Lady Theodora. You weren't as you are now back then, but she never spoke of you as her brother. And a brother, everyone would know of you. Had I been a legitimate child, yes. In Gold and the Dynasty's Chronicle, however, my mother's origin, as well as certain other circumstances, were damaging, so my inclusion hit a snag. While Theodora was young, I was brought to the Gargonis who trained her role seneschal. When she became a rogue trader, she was directed under your kin. She needed an obedient servant that would challenge her to rule. Had I behaved myself, perhaps Theodora would be considered to call me brother and heir on her deathbed. Why were you punished? As your relative and direct heir, I could lay claim to the throne, and I did. I intended to kill her and declare a search for her successor, and while it went on, enter the warrant chamber and assume the rogue trader's title by right of blood. Exposed my plan, executed anyone who had taken part, and turned me over to her tech priest. Why come up with an elaborate punishment? First I thought Theodora was going to pay me a visit so she could gloat, but she never once appeared on the station. I have a different explanation now. For Von Valancius, even punishment must befit the status. With a gilded prison and one-of-a-kind cosmetics, so as not to have pathetic servitor mar the dynasty's image. I do not know what kind of person you were, but I feel sorry for you. To be reduced to expensive doll, a toy in someone's hands, no one deserved that fate. You have yet to ask me how your sister died. I cannot answer questions about anything unrelated to my function now that you have brought it up to yourself. No, I do not want to know. If I had heard that she had died by chance at the hands of an unworthy opponent, I would have been greatly disappointed. After all, I have always solaced myself in believing that Theodora was someone extraordinary and only because she was able to do this. Enough about that. I've decided what to be done. Portion of the tide will remain with me, and I'll see to it that it finds its way to the worlds affected. You're a better person than Theodore was. Not that it's a detrimental quality for a rogue trader. The spoken barges will go to where he has dictated in the watchroom and has served his purpose. I had hoped that I would feel relief now that it's there, locked aside my protocols. And she wanted me to know and to not feel. Oh no. Theodore is kind of a bitch. Like, not fair, like, not the normal kind of, oh man, people of the Imperium are kind of assholes kind of bitch. No, like, she's a grade A bitch. Like, she...
It's about time.
How do you have 200 health? Lord Captain, immediate intervention required. Barge sent for advance and attacked by enemy ships and just moved from the warp. What ships are they? All I can tell you is they are of Imperial construction. How do they find us? Coordinates are classified. I don't know. Prepare for battle.
I lift up my voice in prayer for this vessel and its hallowed guns.
Oh! I have some barges. Nice. What is this?
Set the course.
Oh, they were behind.
Bleed them! This one's going down. Annihilate them!
Thirst for plunder. Alrighty. Break these pirates. Haha. That other day, Imperial Universe class mass conveyor. this what the black ships are? But like bound in anti-psyker shit? What the? Can I not launch my fighters?
Lay in the course. Onward. Seriously, why can I not launch my fighters? This is shitty. Less than ideal. Lay in the course. Fire the last batteries.
There we fucking go.
Torpedoes.
Boarding party.
Onward. Bleed them.
Their fate awaits them.
Internal fires, warp drive damage. Nice.
fire the large batteries.
Alrighty. That is a really cool background, though. Of all of the space battles, this has probably been the coolest looking one.
Target has provided an opening. Confirmed. Praise the old Messiah.
Did he try to jump and then explode? Failed his piloting check. Stop shooting my boats. Don't touch my boats. Pop. Next turn. All right.
The enemy shield is down. Time to unleash a counterattack.
Bleed out.
Another enemy sundered by the void.
Set the course.
Oh, I can't.
This one's going down.
Their fate awaits them.
And you must travel through there because y'all should seriously stop touching my boats. About to be very upset with you. I'm already very upset with you, but you are also lined up perfectly for a ram. Your engines are shitty, aren't they? Get out of here.
Torpedoes! Bleed them.
No escape pods detected. No emergency beacon detected. No survivors detected.
Another salvo! This one's going down.
We lost the shield.
Now!
Emperor, protect us.
Onward! Fire the large batteries. This one's going down. Macro cannon, volley!
Fate has provided an opening.
Leave their hull strewn across the stars!
Alright. I love how my follow-up ships have been next to useless.
Stay in the course. Unleash up!
Where we tread, the unfaithful fall.
I'll mention this triumph in my
Battle
memoirs.
is over. Lovely. I know. They are. All enemy vessels, when will these upstairs get to you attack a road trader? Be floating the void like a dead rat in a lower decker suit. Who were they? Well coordinated mercenaries. How did they get there? Traders, some of them, an infiltrated crew, a dozen voidsmen, a few officers, and by throne, even one astropath. That eyeless scumbag sent his mates the system's coordinates when we arrived. When I'm patrolling this region of space, where are these traders? I wish to interrogate them. Handling the jerk person, he demanded to break the most resilient ones. In short, we learned they wanted to destroy part of the tithe and retreat. Strange behavior, wouldn't you agree? The last one's about a cryptic warning. By the time you get back to it'll be too late. The barges successfully translated. Report received. We are moving out. Drax must be reported. Alright, back to Dargonius. Materium has released us. Void ship management, repair. Yes, logic. We also have, quote, 8008. Then there is also, quote, yes, 1,337. But the actual quote is 1,339, I believe. God, it sucks that we can, like, actually kind of understand that. Urgent report, Lord Captain. Barges carrying the tithe have been seized and heading off in unknown direction. Multiple sources are voxing the flagship at once. Several noble houses and the administration. Who dared seize the tithe? You get reports of being orders at the administratum. Issues several official forms. That Dargonius' orbit is currently deemed unsafe for tithe storage due to unspecified threats spying on the world in your absence. What do the noble houses want? Message or no discernible structure. Professions of loyalty. Audience requests. Pleas for leniency. One thing is Clerton. Something has agitated the upper echelons and they are scared. What the administrative message says. It's gone from sex number to reduced sex number. You are requested to come to the Palace of Justice in person. A prefect speaks of terrible heresy that is threatening the Von Valanciers Protectorate. While you are away, steps were taken to prevent the spread of corruption. Presence is requested to make a final decision. We'll meet you there in person. What do you say, Solomorn? It appears you have no choice if you wish to help your subjects, although I don't like what is going on. I would advise you go to the palace. If nothing else, find out what you can do to protect your people. For a shuttle for my retinue, as you wish. I'm probably, yes, no, I am definitely just going to land, save, and then call it because I am 2 hours over and I am hungry. I can't save! Oh no! Welcome back to the Palace of Justice. What's happening on Godness? What has caused the panic? And why this private conversation? That is why you are here, is not to learn why the world is distressed, so why there is direct dock transmission. Administrator Worther Station would be concerned. Instructions is set across obviously too. Well, no matter. Have you pondered the nature of heresy, Von Valancius? Perhaps in your mind heresy is warp spawn insurgents, but there are other heresies whose existence is far more easily forgotten, those of negligence, of avarice, disorder. What are you getting at? Rogue trader, in accordance with the amendments to decree blah 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 blah. Adeptus Arbites. You stand accused of countless heresies that threaten the sacred tithe and the well-being of the Protectorate. All relegated statements have been formulated and evidence of your crimes registered. Proceedings will commence as soon as you and your accomplices present yourselves as the accused. Trial awaits you. Who the void do you think you are? I am his servant and a votary of the Imperium's prosperity. I cannot stand idly by and watch you trample on the glorious legacy of your bloodline. Trial, this is my protectorate. I am the law here. And it is this conviction that has turned you into a monster that, in his charge toward the abyss, aims to drag the whole realm at the gravity of your crimes. It is enough to depose your entire dynasty. Do not oppose the law. Von Valancius doing so will only serve to make your situation worse. Let's see what you have prepared for me. Assholes. Named the God Emperor Von Valancius dynasty is accused of betraying the Imperium. The trial is public so that all may see the rogue trader's heresies and know that the status and power are no shield to the righteous punishment. Martial strikes, you have the floor, state list of crimes. Conspiring to steal the sacred tithe, undermining the legitimate authorities of the Imperial world, involving sorcery and damage to the tithe. Conceiving executing plans to disrupt sector-wide sector-wide tide shipments. Abelard answered the charges. Bear the sacred warrant. Sorry, denies this false accusation. Will not get away with this flagrant attempt to sully the good rogue trader's good name and plunder his dynasty's coffers. Make no mistake, the show that the defendant disregarded the opportunity to get him to repent, which only adds to the gravity of his guilt. We will proceed to the examination of the individual heresies committed by the defendant. Conspiring with the captain of the Heartless to steal the sacred tithe. Upon arriving on Rykad Minoris, the rogue trader aided Captain Sargonia in loading the tithe onto her ship under the cover of Planetary. Later eliminated his accomplice using the Anthar. The proctor attempted to appease the rogue trader's greed by offering the frigate known as Heartless in exchange for safety of the tithe. Then the rogue trader boarded the ship and attempted to seize the tithe. His actions led to the death of the squad of arbitrators. Anthar alone survived a murderous ploy. Personally eliminated that accomplice. What do you have to say? I can but appeal to your common sense. Anyone has to thighs. We're talking nonsense about my respect for Solomon's capabilities. I wanted to attempting to threaten a rogue trader on his own vessel would indeed have been an imprudent choice. Let a new charge be added to the record. Attempting manipulating an official marshal. I hope I do not need to remind you of your duty. According to the calculation of the tide transferred from the Heartless, the Administratum was short 3 units of volume. It is presumed that the rogue trader did not risk seizing more in the presence of the Proctor, but even 1 ounce on hand for makes it incomplete. Smirno Thracia, this world has been underpaid. The appropriate tithe amount, a crime that should have been remedied by the rogue traders from the Empire to the backwater world. You hereby call to testify, describe what happened on the planet. When you're out of Thracia, the rogue trader and I were drawn into the machination of the governor. He used sorcery on the Emperor's anointed, but the rogue trader managed to overcome the effective ritual and battle the heretic. And was executed, and a lie uttered in the palace is a serious offense. Later, retrieve reporting. The button, start while flying, pause carries him to straps. Entire view of tremble feet clawing up tiny sparks. Quick recording. Scene from Galeda's viewpoint. Quality is terrible. You can make out Paul where a sculptor is conducting the sinister ritual. See Maeve interfere in the ritual and the beam of warp energy connecting the two of you. Here's someone's command. Scene changing, you see Maeve, or rather yourself, and Maeve's body wandering through the streets of Thracia. This clip brings you back to the hall where Solomon is firing on the altar. And so your pointer echoed, dragging pain in muscles and fog in your head. Pain afflicted. You have used us as a tool against the rogue trader from the beginning. Such tricks and schemes are unworthy of Arbites. As we can observe, Anthar destroyed the heretical Arthur, and then fight ensued in which the Psyker died. There is not a single shred of evidence that the rogue trader actually overcame sorcery. It is more likely the person named for is a heretic and a creature of corruption. My consciousness in this body is my own. Any psychic capable of mind reading can confirm it. You must be confident if you are offering yourself up to the examination of a psyker. Marshal, I am going to kill you. The court also takes note of the pernicious efforts of the rogue traders handling their servants entrusted with his authority. Since arriving on Thracia, has done its duty by passing judgment over substance within the walls of this hallowed hall. Connivance of the doleful host fanaticism, loss of the osteopath, resulted in a new choir master on the same day. He lost several messages of utmost importance to the Spartan war between two cronies. Now, those worlds will be destroyed, and the other two uninhabitable. The rogue trader exiled from the answer of the Dragonis, so he meet his death away from the parish and flock. The ecclesiarchs of the capital officially condemned this unfair decision, which they interpret as a heretical attempt to weaken Dragonis' faith through the bereaved creature. Lord Mull is deemed alive, committed transgression of suffering by running his family enterprise. They released all convicted workers, terminated contracts with Spartan suppliers, citing their moral quantities. His actions resulted in 10 kilotons of unloaded food rations to recipients. First, he moved around and was unable to do its duty, and asked for help, and now it has yes to decree the verdicts of the rogue trader. Prefect, your accusations not merely cast aspirations on the competence and concern, but challenge the sanctity of the decisions of the Emperor's anointed. These cases are under the Surgeon and Lex Dragonis. Responsibility for the consequences lies with you. Nor are true crimes committed after the verdict are cause for new convictions, not Marshal, enough. Moving on, the defendant was placed in an unprecedented position of trust by the RPCs and the Administratum. He was entrusted with the coordinates of the world where the tithe of the entire, as agreed, the defendant did was to transport sick checks. But what did he do? So Lady Thornton didn't steal the tithe from the start. She arranged for the world to structure, cover tracks, and sell serve, keep an eye on things. even made the contingency plan in case of her own death. All she needed was an opportune moment like this one, with the expanse being torn apart, Plan's death looks convincing. Tide theft orchestrated by Theodore, committed by defendant, witnessed by Proctor Anthar. I protected all of them. In addition, the defendant led a fleet of his associates in his classified system, causing, as a result, in turn, Scotland, the ruffians and defendant and the barges were destroyed or stolen, unless involving 2 decades worth of unfortunate side. You serve people better than your rot in your coffers forever. Unintended fuse by your pleasures of his will. This is his friend, like the death charge sees. Only oversee the allocation of tides on it. By prefect. How good for you to speak up, Gregorus. As an addendum to the proceedings, we will be examining the heresies of Solomon Anthar, resulting from his moral and heretic Lancius. If anyone had told me before that I would be thinking about things like that, I would have carved their face into the truth. I no longer see heresy in such thoughts. Want to learn full truth, make things difficult. Solomon is his own master. I do not choose for him. If you think that an arbitrator's tenets can be said about past strength, then RFTs. Arbitrator's right. If an arbitrator dared stray from the legs, then he was never an arbitrator. It's me for not seeing the weakness in his heart. Our proceedings are nearing their conclusion. Collection of transgressions and heresies have been brought before the court of the God Emperor's servants. Has once and for all branded Arbitrator as an abomination, who, through all his deeds, has sought to satisfy his petty and base desires rather than truly serve him. You are here witnessing the fall of Von Blaine's extended long-awaited punishments. Houses of Gorgonius, do you reject the authority of this heretic? If I might interrupt, Mistress Volter, Governor is nervous at the sight of armed arbiters. We are much obliged to you for arranging this gathering. Emphasis on the last words. Leave no doubt the Miller's presence is involuntary. However, all that has taken place here does not change the facts. House Von Blancius was a trained House Von Blancius is the dynasty. No matter legal contortions can change that house drives who is loyal to the rogue trader. No shadow shall fall upon the name of Von Blancius or eclipse the radiance of the benefit the rogue trader line. Whatever your mechanical dog will say, House Karpak is loyal to the rogue trader. Sourback. Venerating the letter of the law is not fidelity to justice. Straying from the tenets of the lex is not discerning the essence of truth and the granting of retribution. House Sourback is loyal to the rogue trader. House Verstein is loyal to the rogue trader. Allow me to address you, even though I am not of the first families of Regulars. Proctor Jaeger, our Duchess Arbites, lead this outpost. Von Blancius has made every effort not only to serve the tide, but also the Arbites contingent stationed on Leithas. I propose that such an act would have been entirely nonsensical if the rogue trader was intent on simply stealing the tide. End of report. This world and its denizens are rotten to the core. The prefect draws herself up straight and with force that you hear the arduous grinding of her implants, her voice is cold, decree blah, supplement blah, for the tithe theft, participation in foul sorcery, and other crimes against the Imperium, wrongdoing death, property of the dynasties are confiscated and placed under the oversight of the administrative. Any last words? Our traders, Vulture, and Strax believe the Lexities were a collection of letters and forms played out as they pleased, but do you believe these orders? But whom do you defend, humanity or these prefects? I call upon you to stand with me, in humanity, not the soulless machine of the stratum. Point them at the marshal and the prefect. Anyone dares join the heretics is condemned to death. Marshal, carry out the sentence. I am going to destroy you, you bitch. Lady, you've been taken over from heresy.
Submit, and you'll die quickly.
Give me strength.
Lady, you're gonna wish that you never, did that. Like, you are going to have a wonderful time being dead. Like an absolutely beautiful, wonderful time being super dead. Inevitable retribution. Fun.
I am a navigator, not a servitor. Isn't this a job for the serfs? That is foolishness.
Weapon at the ready.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain. Isn't this a job for the serfs? I'm afraid not. Do not dare ask.
Not a problem for me. Suits my purposes.
I am his will made manifest. Doubt is for the weak. As the Emperor commands, I act. I'll do it. For you, my Emperor! Faith without deeds is worthless. As the Emperor commands, for you, my Emperor! Doubt is for the weak.
Already done.
Momentum.
Nothing I can't do.
In thy light I stand, and thy light I crave. As the Emperor commands, I act. I'll do it. Faith without deeds, each strike is a prayer.
What happened to you? What? You... shield. Ah.
Doubt is for the weak. You, my Emperor!
Escape the Emperor's justice!
As the Emperor commands,
We need to regroup!
I'll do it. Eradicate.
Your judgment
I refuse.
will come.
As the Emperor commands, you, my Emperor! I will not! This is why I was chosen! I'll do it. Strike is a prayer. That is not the Emperor's will. Faith without deeds is... As the Emperor commands, for you, my Emperor! This is why I was chosen!
I'll bring glory to my bloodline.
I'll do it. Doubt is for the weak.
Where is it? Okay.
Guided by faith. As the Emperor commands, I act. Faith without deeds is worthless. As the Emperor commands, I each strike is a prayer. I'll do it. Doubt is for the weak. For you, my Emperor! I refuse. I'll do it. I can escape the Emperor's judgment.
My time is now! I don't have time for this. Not a problem for me.
Holy shit. Oh, and now it's finally her turn.
Faith without deeds is worthless. As the Emperor commands, I act. I'll do it. Each strike is a prayer.
Lord Emperor, move through me. Be the fire in my heart.
What heresy is this? Kneels before you. Scores of fragile implants are twitching, giving her the appearance of a crushed insect. Gaze is as firm as ever. One muscle quivers in his hard exterior. According to feet, compared to the others, he appears an indestructible pillar of rock. I at least had to try. I served the Von Valancius Protectorate faithfully for over 100 years, painstakingly cultivating order where others have failed. While you and your ancestors sowed anarchy and havoc with your ever-changing whims, I stood on as a linchpin to keep this domain from sinking into criminal disarray. It was because of me that this gargantuan system continued to function with barely a flaw, and the only source of disruption was you, the rogue traitors. Yes, I at least had to try. To try what? Take the Protectorate for yourself? Protectorate isn't yours, and it never was. Have you not read your own warrant even once? Every conquest, every planet claimed by the rogue traitor belongs to the Imperium. You are supposed to act as its vassal, nothing more, but rogue traitors are incapable of efficient rule. All that drives you is your craving for profit and reckless exploits. The limitless potential of a protectorate is wasted in the hands of spoilt fools. And I am tired of watching you desecrate the very foundations of the Imperium. Weren't for you, the protectorate would be operating for the good of the throne as impeccably as a sacred machine of the Messiah. You've forgotten your place. You must be stopped, and that duty falls to me. Do you have anything to say in your defense? Only the guilty try to defend themselves, whereas I acted in the best interest of the Imperium. Such a shame that some things cannot be set right by bureaucratic means, and that the short-sightedness of certain people serving in adjacent divisions so often become an insurmountable obstacle. You could have negotiated with me, voiced your dissatisfaction. We could have found a way. Instead, you chose to plot behind my back. Goodbye. No. That's basically being a servitor. Spend the rest of my life, having to watch you bring the Imperium territories in. It is a reward. I suppose you are right. Calling ship Lieutenant Art long overdue for some rigorous supervision. I accept me and your entire domain. Be sure to act strictly within the bounds of your domain. I have not the strength to attempt something like that again. Without waiting for you to address him, judge me. Now the dust is settled, I can see very clearly. Walter used me in the Arbites in an attempt to seize control over your protectorate. I thought my actions were in service to the Lex, but in truth, only one person has ever benefited them. Mistake deserves no pardon, and I have earned my punishment. All you're guilty is being gullible and rigid in your ways. I see no reason to condemn you. I have shamed the Adeptus Arbites by yielding to Volter's manipulation. I have betrayed the Lex Imperius, the very law that I uphold. I am guilty and insist you pass sentence and carry it out. Taking into account your record of past achievements, I hereby deny your execution and instead sentence you to punishment by toil. I appoint you as High Overseer of the world of Vavos. That is where you will remain for the rest of your life. I consider this measure unduly lenient, but I have no right to protest. I'm stepping down from my position. I'm no longer fit to wear this armor. May its new wearer bring honor to the Lex. Very nice. Rest of them stand still. I'll sign upon the fight. and the fate of not just the Cronus Expanse. Not be left without the Imperialis and his keepers, which is a new marshal when his worthy of station. Guard the we'll see it done. Judgment is done. Jesus Christ. Volter, this is your fault. How dare
lay
you
claim to the
conspire
stars.
against me?
My Auspex has detected something.
Drag the chest out. What is this? Whoa! Hello. Some sort of tomb. Oh, that's right. I got some new armor for you. No, you already had it. Interesting. You need heavy armor. You do not have heavy armor proficiency? You fucker. And it's like, this guy fucking needs it. Anyway. Eh. What was all of the shit that he got? I don't know. I'll figure it out. Anyway, Pascal,
Listening.
does that have to be used in
My
combat?
competences are not that universal.
A logic test with a minus... What is your logic? Fucking hell.
Follow my lead.
Alright, we're going back home. And I'm getting the fuck out of here. Holy shit! I'm so sorry for going so long. Are we finally going to be able to get back to fucking Footfall? Next time on Dragon Ball Z. See y'all later, guys.
Hold on.
And the stolen things obey the quartermaster unless he's a ling. Miners don't die today. Cargo text push freight. Our enemies in disarray. All hail Cargonia.
Get back to work.
Actually, I'm going to drop you on someone. Let's see where I can't raid. If we have 4 hours. Hey, we have another rogue trader. This is their first playthrough. Guys, be nice. Have fun, be nice, behave.